Hi, everyone. We're back with Create-a-thon, and we are moving into our open mic section of the program. Thank you for staying with us and supporting Create Community Studios. We're really excited to present an open mic from Arts4Vets, which is a really special organization here locally. I'm going to turn it over to Denise in just a minute, who is going to kind of introduce the group. Just wanted to remind everyone to donate at createcommunitystudios.org. Your donation goes to support programs like this that we do with Arts4Vets. And the next group that's going to come after, Everything is Lit and All Right Together, that's what your money goes towards. That helps sponsor these community programs. So we thank you for your support, and I'm going to turn it over to Denise.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Thank you, Heather, for that lovely introduction. Good evening, folks. I'm Marine Corps veteran Denise Meyers from Arts4Vets community within the Support Our Troops Committee at the Joseph E. Saloga Post, American Legion Post in Colony, New York. Many thanks to Heather for allowing our veterans another opportunity to share their hard work despite, or rather in spite, of this COVID world that we are living in. First in the lineup is Penny Lee Deer, Women's Army Corps and regular Army veteran. I make this distinction because it is historically important to acknowledge this as part of women's history. Most people are unaware of these milestones, mostly because women of many generations simply don't speak of it. The Women's Army Corps was the women's branch of the United States Army. It was created as an auxiliary unit. The Women's Army Auxiliary Corps was enacted on 15 May 1942 to serve in non-combat positions to free the men to fight. And later it was converted to an active duty status in the Army of the United States as WACS on 1 July 1943. It was later disbanded in 1978, and the all-female units were then integrated into male units. The other branches of military service also had separate unit distinctions for men and women until such time they were merged. Without further ado, here is Penny Lee Deer, committee chair and founding member of the grassroots group Arts4Vets.
Good evening, everybody.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm sorry, I was starting on the spot, I guess. So I will be the first speaker for tonight, but first I just want to tell you a little bit about us. We've been around since 2016, and it really kind of coincided with the establishment of Create Studios too. Heather and I had been in contact, and then she brought her unit up, and then we came along, and we have been together ever since. Every November, we have an annual art show. So we've been in the 4th year of our annual art show for Arts4Vets at Create Studios. And we just love the whole organization, and Heather, our art therapist. Tonight, we are actually going to be focusing on our writing, creative writing, and some of us have some our art creative expression to share with you tonight. I do want to mention, I was going to mention at the end, but I think I'm going to do it now because I'm going to forget. What you're about to see is a diverse group with multiple personalities. That kind of came out wrong, didn't it? Anyway, there's a bunch of interesting people, different perspectives, very talented people with the way they express themselves. But most importantly, I am so proud to be serving with these individuals you will see tonight. We are still serving. At this time, I would like you to meet my alter ego. Her name is Nickel. Did you notice that? My name is Penny. my alter ego's nickel. This is nickel, and I'll try to make her bigger in a minute. Here I am, a square peg, where they're trying to place me in a round hole. Don't you just love it? They try to pigeonhole us. One size does not fit all. The world is like a puzzle. We search for the next piece that is in the right position to be placed. That perfect soulmate, but we're people, we have hearts. Seems like I'm doing a mean two-step while everybody else walks their way through life. Maybe because I beat to my own drum, dancing down the path of life. I don't walk the party line. I refuse to be a sheep. Our brains are ours to be used. Take in the information, process, evaluate, accept, or decline. Not to believe propaganda and half of what you see. It's up to us to ask questions and find the truth. Think about it. Can you be placed in one slot? Do you fit just right? What beat do you dance to? Are you an individual waiting to be heard? I have a next slide I'm going to be sharing with you. It is not letting me do it, so we'll come back later for that. Thank you, Denise.
Okay, thank you, Penny and Nickel. Before I introduce our next veteran, here's more women's history trivia. As I mentioned previously, the Army integrated their personnel in 1978. It was in 1994 that basic training had become co-ed within the Army. The Navy made that integration in 1992, while the Air Force began in the mid-1980s. The Coast Guard basic training had been co-ed since 1973. And the Marine Corps began its first co-ed basic training in 2019 at Marine Corps Recruit Depot, Parris Island, South Carolina. And in February 2021, per the act signed into law in December 2020, the all-male recruit depot in San Diego, California became integrated, therefore creating a new milestone in women's history. Now, the next veteran is also a founding member of Arts4Vets, Christine Rose, otherwise known as Two Flowers. She's an Air Force veteran, as well as National Guard. Another quick fact to help you along with Two Flowers piece is of the real life MASH. The Mobile Army Surgical Hospital, known as MASH, refers to a United States Army medical unit serving as a fully functional hospital in a combat area of operations. The units were first established in August 1975 and were deployed during the Korean War and later conflicts. The term was made famous in a novel, movie, and yes, the television series MASH, which depicted a fictional MASH unit. The U.S. Army deactivated the last MASH unit on February 16, 2006. The successor to the Mobile Army Surgical Hospital is now the Combat Support Hospital. Whenever you're ready, Two Flowers, go right ahead.
My MASH art. I did it as a memorial for my comrades, never coming back home, lost and never found over there. I wasn't with them. I wasn't even a medic, a nurse, or a doctor. I wasn't in Nam at all. Only in my dreams I was there by their side. I saw Tommy in another dream. The letter stopped. No, not a dream. He was gone. They said never look back, but how can you not? I feel with the writings, the art, and the music. It all wakes me up. I still feel, I still remember. I know not why, but life went on for me.
Thank you too, Flower. We can tell how much that means to you. Next will be Sandy Arnold's thoughts on
Just a minute,
creativity.
she's gonna, excuse me, she's gonna
Yes,
be
ma'am.
showing her art.
Oh, okay.
Two Flower, you need to remove your virtual background. Okay, Denise.
Okay, thank you, Two Flowers. Next will be Sandy Arnold's thoughts on Create Studios. She is also a Women's Army Corps alumni and regular Army. Sandy is unable to be with us tonight, so I will be reading for her as well as a few others. I was introduced to Create through Arts4Vets. Penny Deer told us how she saw an art therapist once a week and asked us if we were interested. The group was, and we met at Create Studios in Schenectady. Heather had us draw a very large squiggle encompassing most of the paper. Then she had us create a picture from the squiggle. One of the members of the group was late. She came in very annoyed, irritable and angry that she had gotten lost. She was stressed from the traffic and was just overall having a bad day. The group continued to work individually. Heather caught her up on it, and it was amazing how she relaxed and calmed down as she did the project. The art therapy really worked. She turned her squiggle into a clown because she thought we were laughing at her. But once she was able to calm down and enjoy the moment, she was laughing along with the rest of the group. I chuckled as I turned mine into a bird wearing a cape. I was so impressed with the other pictures and the group's talent. I was fascinated with the stories they told on why they drew that picture. We were all supportive of each other. I was going to throw mine in the garbage when Mary asked for it. Mary was once a homeless veteran. I became her mentor through the peer-to-peer program. In a way, I was like her superhero. It made me feel like I was making a difference. To tell you the truth, we helped each other in so many ways. All of us enjoy Create and look forward to our monthly meetings with Heather. We never know what to expect. It's always a pleasant surprise. I especially like the stories behind the art. What does it represent and why we created it?
Here's one of the pieces from Sandy. You can all read it, of course, but it is a set of 4. This is one of 4. I am planted in place. So much I need to do to prepare for the storm. No control over anything. stuck in place, unable to move. When lightning strikes, will I survive? Vulnerable, just waiting, by Sandy Arnold.
Thank you, Penny. Is that it for Sandy? Okay. I have to agree with Sandy. Heather is an asset to us at Arts4Vets and truly does make anyone feel comfortable enough to express themselves in a creative fashion and process what it is that they're trying to express. Pauline is up next. She's an Air Force veteran. She will share her perspective of COVID in a unique way that combines a mask project that we began last March, just before the shutdown. So these masks do have a connection with COVID. What I see day and night. And whenever you're ready, Pauline, go ahead.
Okay. What do I see? Early in the morning, I see the sun peeking through the trees. I see the night turning to day. I smell the freshness of the day. I see a deer eating wooden portions of leaves and stems. I see some squirrels running around looking for food. I see a butterfly flying around. I see the trees, plants, and flowers growing. I see the sun going down and the sky getting dark. I see the stars in the moon in the sky. What do you see?
Thank you, Pauline. I thought that was clever how you used your mask as a hot air balloon to add a level of perspective to your writing. Christine R. is a combined Army Reserve and active duty veteran. She will share with us her vision and powerful writing that combines her service experience with COVID times. Christine, whenever you are ready, go ahead.
Okay, hi, I'm Chris. And in the winter of 2020, our Art4Vets group got together with Heather Hutchinson from Create Studios on Zoom. And Zoom was new to us then, and we didn't know what to expect with the pandemic. And we started a series of Zoom meetings. We started out just talking about our feelings, and then Heather came up with a topic. She said, how did being a veteran affect us now during this coronavirus pandemic? So we thought about that. We did some writings, and I created my first poem from those writings and from her suggestion. And I called it Coronavirus Veteran Dreams. We are lost, it seems, looking for wisdom. Dreams awaken in me revelations, releasing the pains of fear and terror. My heart is beating in my chest like butterfly wings. The great paradox is chasing the delicate butterflies. In them I see that no one else can see what it feels like to be me. So after we did that writing, I decided to call it Coronavirus Veteran Dreams, I got thinking about dreams and the fact that a bunch of us from Art4Vets had gone to women veteran retreats held in Weowaka Lodge in Lake George, New York, sponsored by Creative Healing Connections. And during those sessions, Wanda Birch, one of the staff, but also the vice president of the organization, led a program called Healing Through Dream Work. So she asked us if any of us had a dream that stood out to us. Well, I had been having this dream since I returned from Iraq about a lion following me, and it didn't look too friendly. and you look kind of hungry, and it scared me sometimes a lot. So I told Wanda, and Wanda suggested that I work on trying to program myself to recreate the dream when I'm in it. And instead of the dream being negative, to try to make the dream have a positive slant to it. So I really tried to do that for many, many years. And so I had that vision of this lion dream. After the lion dream, I realized that I had a metaphor in the first poem about the butterflies. And I had a little box with snake skins and old butterfly wings. And I thought, perhaps I can incorporate my butterfly into my artwork. So I am an Operation Iraqi Freedom woman veteran. I was stationed in the city of Ramadi in the province of Anbar. And while I was there, I worked 5 days a week outside the wire with the Iraqi people who called themselves the Lions, ironically, the Lions of Anbar. So when creating the coronavirus dreams mixed media collage, I used pictures from my combat experience, and I placed the Lion of Anbar beside me, utilizing the lion. I wanted to show strength and courage with the lion. And I then realized that in my past, I had used another analogy of a female, actually the only female Greek goddess that there is, named Andrea. And I used to use her when I taught or I was trying to counsel people. So I decided to Google Andrea again. Andrea is the female Greek goddess of fortitude. Fortitude symbolizing the strength and courage to deal with adversity. So when I Googled her, which I haven't done in years, I found a picture of Andrea with a lion. So she is a warrior, and she has a shield, and she has the lion beside her. So that brought me to my second poem called What Does the Lion Mean for Wanda? The lion was a mystery. The lion came in dreams. The lion was a symbol. What did the lion mean? The lion snaked around me. The lion's eyes would gleam. The lion looked so hungry. What did the lion scheme? At first, the lion frightened me. I'd wake up with a scream. But dream weaver Wanda said, maybe it's protecting you. Create a different scene. So many years I pondered this, trying to recreate, wishing, hoping, and reliving each and every lion dream. Andrea, the goddess, appeared unexpectedly with a lion by her side. I learned of strength and courage to enhance my self-esteem. A female warrior sculpted with a shield symbolized a virtue. Yes, fortitude, the Greek virtue, has now come to redeem. Yes, it's fortitude, the strength and courage to face adversity, inspired by Andrea, has always been inside me like a solid beam. Recently, when a soldier in Iraq, then on to the 2020 pandemic and civil unrest, the lion dream brings fortitude. It's what it came to mean. So I did the poem, and then I did the mixed media collage to incorporate all the thoughts that I used in my mixed media piece of art. And as to express my feelings as a veteran during the coronavirus pandemic or fighting another war. And then, as Pauline mentioned, we also were working on masks just before we kind of went down into shutdown. And so I had this clean here at home and I had to try to come up with an idea. And so I incorporated everything about the topic of how I felt as a veteran. And the eyes, I used little pieces of material from a very sparkly ornament that I bought in Iraq. And the name of the mask is called Faith in the Future We Cannot See, which is how I felt in Iraq. And